are some special situations where preventing fertilizer runoff can avoid fines, so that's it's an actual financial benefit of the product. That we're increasing the organic matter in the soil. That could make your farmland worth more. The root development. I used to think root development was a feature until we came across a farmer that was growing starter tomato plants where he gets paid for the size of the roots, the size of the plant. So that's actually a financial benefit. Soil remediation, we can remediate toxins in the soil, salts, again improving the value of the land, and carbon sequestration. And there are places around the world where people have tax credits for carbon. If we ever get that here in the United States, we could give away our product and make 4 or 5 times as much money as we do now by selling it. That's how valuable the carbon sequestration benefit of our product is. Okay. Now, when it comes to the fertilizer reduction, one point that I want to make is that if you want the highest quantity of a crop, you may still have to use fertilizer. In fact, our general recommendation, without even knowing the crop, is a 50% reduction, or stated the other way, continue to use 50% of grower standard fertilizer amounts. But if you want the highest quality crop, eliminate fertilizer. Reduced water. Again, we have a whole session on this, but very briefly, our microbes can literally extract moisture out of the air and put it into the soil. So even in areas where it's not raining, there's moisture in the air, we can put moisture in the soil. We increase the soil water holding capacity. We've done testing with a penetrometer, a giant needle they stick into the soil to see how far it goes before it hits 300 psi, which is where roots can no longer grow. We've had a number of studies show that the conventional roots are, say, 5 or 6 inches, and the Sumagrow roots are 10, 12, up to 17.5 inches. So do you want the 5-inch cup holding the water or the 12-inch cup holding the water? That deeper root system also accesses more nutrients and accesses more moisture in the soil. Soil dries out from the top down. So if that top 6 inches are dry, conventional crops no longer have moisture in the soil. We've still got another several inches to go where our roots are accessing the moisture. Salt mitigation. The microbes excrete something called exopolysaccharides, EPS, little jelly-like substance that actually surrounds the salts, prevents them from wicking away moisture from the soil. Again, all this is collectively what I call water efficiency. And then the last part is not just the quantity of the water that we improve, but the quality of the water. There's the sodium absorption ratio. You actually want that to be lower. We have lowered the SAR, showing that the quality of the water that we're holding in the soil goes up. Again, summarize it. I like little witty sayings. More crop per drop. It's easy to remember. Here's a good picture, corn in Texas that was grown during a drought. Notice the lack of germination in a number of these places here in between the stalks versus the Sumagrow full-fledged growth. The other part is when you look up here, you don't see any ears of corn. Even though it's growing a stalk, the farmer doesn't get paid for the stalk, generally speaking, he gets paid for the corn. If you look closely here, you can see that virtually every one of our stalks actually has a corn cob on it. Sumagrow success with disease. Again, we're going to have a complete session on this, but we've had reports of how well we do on diseases and insect control around the world. A bunch of different crops, a bunch of different type of diseases. The insect control, very briefly, Dr. Letha touched on that a little bit, that the healthier plants don't attract the insects. The higher Brix levels kill the insects. Brix is, predominantly sugars. Insects don't have livers. That sugar gets into their stomach, it ferments and kills them. And then the quorum sensing, which gets a little technical, but basically the communication system of the microbes tells the insects to stay away. We're healthy plants, go find some weak plants. It's part of Mother Nature's natural selection. Here's a good photo on the faster and higher germination rates. This particular grower thought that this was the best product on the market, which you can see is a little bit taller than the control in the middle. But look at the biosoil, the Sumagrow, significantly taller, thicker stems, and what you don't see here is the root development. Higher nutrient levels. The Brix, as I said, high levels of sugar, better taste, less waste, because the other part of that is that it increases shelf life. The higher the Brix level, we could actually double the shelf life of produce. How many people have bought something, apples, bananas, grapes, what have you, that you bring it home and it's spoiled before you ate it? The higher Brix level would mitigate that to some degree. Again, these are all third-party tests, third-party data. Chlorophyll, higher levels, protein, higher levels, TDN, higher levels. This is one of my favorite studies on the nutrients. It also goes to show that reducing fertilizer increases the quality. If you look at the top row here, plot 1, the 300 pounds per acre is the grower standard, and no Sumagrow. Look at the protein result, hardly there. Plot 2, same 300 pounds, but with a gallon of Sumagrow. And we keep coming down, reducing the fertilizer, and then eliminating the fertilizer, still using 1 gallon per acre. Look at the protein, how much it increases. Every time you cut the fertilizer, it increases, and then when you eliminate the fertilizer, how great the protein content goes up. So going back to where we were at the beginning, identifying the problems, sustainable agriculture has several issues it faces. We need higher yields, we need more nutrients in the food, we need to reduce petrochemical usage, we need to reduce water usage, we need to reduce pesticide usage. Well, how does the Sumagrow revolution fit those objectives? Increase yield, check. Increase nutrients in the food, check. Reduce petrochemical fertilizer usage, check. Reduces water usage, check. Reduces pesticide usage, check. The Sumagrow revolution is the solution. Very simple, folks. And again, I want you to summarize all of what you've heard this conference, these 2 days, into one simple sentence. Our story is easy to tell, easy to remember, easy to repeat. Sumagrow increases crop yields while reducing or eliminating fertilizer. Thank you.